Our next guest has her comedy special, Therapy, available now on YouTube, making her Tonight Show debut. Please welcome the very funny Katie Boyle.
Happy St. Patrick's Day! I am from Ireland, and I'm here to tell you it is way easier to date in this country as an Irish man than it is an Irish woman, because we are from a roasting culture, which is flirting, and American women are like, yeah, roast me. But when we do it to American men, they cry. I'm also used to fighting an Irish man for the bill, but him still paying for the bill. And I was on a date here with an American. I was like, oh, would you like me to pay? And he goes, okay. I was like, who raised you? I did go on to date him for a few years. And when he showed me engagement rings, they were only $300. I didn't mind that. I just minded that he owed me $500. I was like, is this proposal coming with $200? And then he said, I'm not gonna propose until you let me call you baby. I was like, excuse you, I paid for the rent this month. You can call me madame. A lot of women want to date Irish men now because they think they're so romantic because Hozier is doing awful propaganda for them. I promise you, Hozier's missus is listening to those songs being like, who you crawling out of the grave for? You never said that to me. I have a fiancé from Ireland now. We used to date when we were younger, and when we got back together later in life, he said, I always felt you were a missed opportunity. I was like, let's tell people you felt I was the one that got away because you're making me sound like Bitcoin. I hate the stereotypes that are put on Irish people, but then I go home to my grandfather and I'm like, ooh, this is what they're talking about. He's a Catholic, he's a farmer, he grows his own potatoes because he's like, we'll never let it happen again. He's worn a Peaky Blinders hat every day of his life. I don't know if he's hair on the top of his head. His name is Seamus. He's like propaganda the Brits would have used against us. He doesn't understand my Gen Z sister, and when she was telling me she was being gaslit at school, he got such a fright he thought someone had tried to set her afire. Then when she explained what gaslighting is, he looked like he would have preferred if someone had tried to set her afire. He hates that we don't speak Irish as a first language, so I've been relearning it, and it made me realize we're very dramatic as a people. If you want to say I'm hungry in Irish, it's to uckras urim, but then it translates back into English as the hunger is on me. That is the most famine head way to say that. My grandfather is from Lomford, and Lomford is the same colours as the Ukrainian flag. When all the Ukrainian flags popped up in New York, I'm such an idiot. I was walking around like, I had no idea there were so many people from Lomford here this whole time. And then I didn't realise that a lot of people sometimes think I'm Eastern European because I don't have ginger hair, I don't have freckles. I had this man walk up to me in the street, start speaking Polish to me, and when I said I didn't understand, he goes, oh, typical Polish American doesn't understand her own language. I was like, no, I'm just a typical Irish person who doesn't understand my own language. And then he goes, why do you have an Eastern European face? I go, I don't know, but I'm gonna go home and ask some questions. I had taken my grandfather's Lomford jersey to wear over here, and I didn't realize I was walking around New York looking like I was wearing a Ukrainian jersey with a Ukrainian face. Americans would stop me in the street and be like, oh my God, we're so sorry for what's happening to your people. And I'd be like, the Brits, they left ages ago. They'd be like, we knew the Brits were involved, they're always involved. I do love that New Yorkers do talk to you in the street. They have a reputation of being rude. They're not. They're just direct, you know? They'll be like, love your sneakers, hate your face. And my grandfather called me to see if people have been complimenting the jersey. And I told him that day that a New Yorker girl told me it was ugly. And he goes, Katie, she is gaslighting you. I can't wait till he learns more terms off my sister and tries to use them. He goes into the local store and he sees they've raised the price of milk and he's like, you're all narcissists. My grandfather came to New York for the first time 25 years ago, so he saw a lot of things he'd never seen before, and one of those things was for the first time he saw two men kissing. But what he said was, oh, I didn't know we could do that. So in this reality, my grandfather's been married to the same woman for 70 years in Longford, but in a different reality, he's a gay man in New York. Thank you so much. I've been Katie Boyle.
That's great. Oh my God, thank you so much. Come on, Katie Boyle. Her comedy special, Therapy, is available now on YouTube. My thanks to Tom Brady, Linda Cardellini, Derek White, Katie Boyle once again.